wonderful work, a labor of love, on one of our pioneer writers, Edgar Metalonza, with special revelation of his connection to Oriental mysticism, very important. This poem is in fact a long poem written in about 6 parts in the voice of a flag. And I want to call every person in this room, and also those who are known creative artists, if I may coin a word, the flag benders. And as I look around me, I mentioned Mark Matthews, you've got Doris Harper Wills, pioneering dancer, storyteller, you've got a Janice, a Shineborn, Grace Nichols, who in her Eyes Along Memory woman explored the transatlantic connections in the voice of a slave woman. You've got, Eric Huntley here, and people I might have missed out, Rosemary McAndrew, and of course Wordsworth, in exploring and keeping alive the vitality of Caribbean folklore. Dio Passad, who in his quiet way was persevering in the field of medicine, working for many years as a nurse in England. All of these various minds have coalesced in Guyana. We are not afraid of what is called the Renaissance mind. Compartmentalization is threatened if you are, let's say, a multifaceted human being. You write poetry, you do that, you paint. This is not threatening to the Guyana global mind, who can produce a Clive Lloyd to captain a very complicated West Indies team. This is not alien to the Guyana mind, who can create a Sonny Ramphel to handle diplomatic tensions. It's all gathered within the cocoon and the hammock vision of someone like Wilson Harris. To cut a long story short, this poem, which I'm doing for the first time, and I dedicate it to you, is in the voice of a flag. And all those names I've called, I like to create an expression called the flag benders. You've heard of gender benders? Well, I would like to create an expression, flag benders. Those minds who go beyond the confines of a flag to explore the global interstices of the imagination. And I can feel Wilson listening. The poem is called When Every Flag Has Spoken. I've come a long way from ribbons on spears and garlands of feathers heading a fanfare of tribal others. Now, nations march to the grammar of my rectangles and squares, not to mention the odd triangle. On grand parades, you'll see me displayed to the height of my glory, the center of ritual attention. But I stay calm and carry on. As any flag worth its weight in cloth would do, whether new, born golden arrowhead, or departing red, white, and blue. Up a pole, down a pole, ever playing my starring role in the fabric of a nation's unfolding of what's known as independence. how I have danced in the neutral breeze for monarchs overseas, and seen the colors of myself reshuffled for the long shackles about to step into their own stride, venting their own voice. Masade done seems to resound from the very stone on which a toe stumbles, while ancient bones buried in plantation dust bide their time of healing. For I too have heard of that feeling called national pride from the well-informed lips of the transatlantic winds that keep me flapping as well as up to date on history's shifting weight. Those winds that bring me tidings of risings and risings, of timely severings from a mother's country's absentee apron strings, a people defined by empire's still visible spectre, rebirthing in their own mirror. And so at midnight's chime, I become a banner for a milestone beginning, hoisted skywards as a fluttering monument to the future. And when freedom tolls, see how I lord it over my stately pole to trumpet and drum roll. And in the reckoning hour when old rages grow mute, I command a multitude's salute, and the speechless minute falls across the land. Oh, what would the United Nations, the Commonwealth, the Latin American Confederation, the Arab Emirates, in short, the globe, do without the likes of me and all my colorful kin. We whose silent tongue is flaunted in the wind. Therefore, unravel what hidden meaning you will from my flying geometry of colors. For there is more. There is more. To the glint of ore in the promise of my gold. Much more than the murmur of night in the gold of my black. more than a waterfall's signature in the fold of my white, more than a rainforest's howl in the scroll of my green, more than a whisper of blood in the ripple of my red, history repeating its dead full mass. I am emblem of protocol and celebration, half mass. I am the drooping shroud of mass lamentation to you who wave me from the bonded crowd. What words can a flag offer beyond the fervor of slogans that shadow my rainbow? Yet, since a flag knows how it feels to be thrown to the fury of flames, and I shall call no names. On behalf of every flag, I ask all of you who wave me to order. Am I the mere cloth you brandish to a marching creed basking in the vanquished? Or am I a nation's handkerchief flown from a flagstaff of justice, as democratic as sun and moon? It's only fitting I should end now, and I will forget that collaboration with Keith, which we will do at a future date if you watch this space, because I think I've taken enough time, and I will give the last word to the flag. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, John.
I'll do a 5 minutes.
Do a quick 5 minutes? Okay, fantastic. So yes, round of applause for Tooting Bec. It's going to be 5 minutes.
A big hand for John Agard.